Oh, it is time for Ballers Baseball on 860 AM. The Answer. Once again, very happy to have you on our airwaves, either listening locally on 860 AM The Answer, on 860amtheanswer.com, or on our YouTube stream. I'm Tyler Peterson, subbing in for Nevada Cullen on assignment on this road trip. It is game 5 of 6 from Colorado Springs. The Ballers have won the first 4 and a franchise best 9 wins in a row. They are playing .750 ball at 30-10, and yet that only means they have a playoff spot safe by 3 games. They have a magic number of 6 with 8 games remaining, and they're looking to make it 10 in a row tonight with a potential win here in Rocky Mountain. They have won the series, 2 games remain. And let's check out the lineup for Aaron Miles tonight. Tremaine Cobb Jr., the shortstop, leads off, followed by Pat Monteith in right. He will bat second. Christian Almanza, who has 2 home runs in the series, including a home run last night that got them the 4th run in a 4-3 victory. He'll be at first, batting third. Danny Harris, the 4th, will bat 4th and play second. Cam Buford, the DH, will hit 5th. Dylan Tatum behind home plate. He will catch. Lou Helmick in left. He will bat 7th. Nick Leahy at third. He'll bat 8th. And Darrell Buggs, the center fielder, he will bat 9th. A lot of righties in that lineup, just 2 lefties in Helmick and Almanza. That's because the lefty Craig is on the mound for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Craig Scherrer is how it's properly pronounced. Scherrer, Scherrer. He this year has been the best starter for Rocky Mountain. 3-0 record, a 3.72 ERA, and in his 7 starts, only twice has he allowed more than 1 earned run. 1 earned run against NoCo in 7 innings, 5 innings against NoCo, 6 2/3 against Yuba, and then a couple of other games in which he only allowed 1 against Yuba, twice more. Cobb to stand in at 3:45. The Ballers shortstop last night took an 0 for 4. And Scherrer's first pitch on its way. Cobb takes a pitch high and away, and we are underway at 6:32 p.m. Scherrer, I should say, from the windup. The next pitch grounded toward third and past Dane Toffland, who could not get over in time. That one sneaks through the hole, and he was held hitless last night, but not today. Tremaine Cobb with a leadoff single to start things for Oakland. I'll bring up Pat Monteith. Pat has played in 34 of Oakland's 40 games. He only has 65 at-bats. He's batting .185 with 2 home runs and 7 RBI. First pitch, a big hack and a miss at the fastball. It's 0. No score, just underway. Literally just started this game 1 minute ago. Scherrer waits. And the pitch on its way is taken low for ball 1. The defense behind Scherrer is Wilmer in left, Booth in center, Lynn Scott in right, Toffland at third, Kieber at short, Adams at second, Laura at first, and it's Chenard behind the plate today. Short lead for Cobb at first. The kick and the pitch is swung on. It's popped toward the Vibes dugout and out of play. Another fastball, 88 from the lefty Scherrer. He is from a town in New York, which I must say I have no idea how to pronounce. Skaneateles. Skanalades, maybe? It's not Schenectady. 1-2. So does Scherrer. 4 seconds left. Now he throws. It's a half swing by Pat. It's bounced back to first. Laura picks it up. The flip to Scherrer, and it gets past him. And that will allow Cobb to go to third. I have to believe that is an error on the third baseman. E3 on Laura. And 2 men on. That was a check swing where Pat did not want to hit that ball. The ball came off the bat at 42 miles an hour. And it was no more than a bunt. Scherrer was late getting over, but the flip from Laura was not accurate. And so Monteith is at first. Cobb is at third for Christian Almanza. Ballers already in business. First pitch, Almanza swing, line drive, cut by the shortstop keeper. His throw to first is past the first baseman. This will allow Cobb to score. Monteith headed to second, and he is there. That is an L6 line out on Almanza, and that is going to be an E6 on Garrett Keeber, who tried to double off Pat Monteith at first. And that is so far an E and an E6. And it's 1-0 Oakland. Here's a runner at second, one away. First pitch, Harris swings the ground ball toward first. Laura will stab it. He will go to the bag himself and step on the bag for the second out here in the first. That does allow Pat Monteith to go to third. And that'll bring up Cam Buford. Already 1-0 Oakland. The only hit is Cobb's and the unearned run on a couple of errors that allowed Cobb to first get to second, then third, then score. First pitch to Buford. Swing, a line drive to left field. Wilmer is over, and he will not get there. It is down for a hit, and now Wilmer slips. And Buford will be into second with 2, and he's thinking 3. The throw from Wilmer to third is cut off, and Cam is into third. We will see the ruling on this. It's going to be a hit and an error, E7 on the single by Buford. Single and then E7. It is an RBI. 3 errors already by Rocky Mountain. And I think the ears of manager Les Lancaster are slowly becoming bright red. First pitch to Tatum is a ball off the plate. Tatum at 360, 36 driven in. Next pitch is down low. That was not that much of a tongue twister. I'm ashamed. 2-0 Oakland. They have 2 hits, but there's 3 errors as well. Tatum waits on the 2-0. Half swing, does he go? No, says the umpire at third. Or at first, rather. It's Kenny Aducci calling balls and strikes. Ted Dutcher, who just made the call on the check swing at first, and Anthony Christensen at third. 3-0 to Tatum. Schurer has only thrown 12 pitches. This is already the 6th batter against him. Pitch is a big breaking ball. That caught the outside corner. That was good. Schurer went to Albany College, or Albany University, I should say, and then played last year at Trenton in the draft league. Had some pretty decent numbers in 13 starts. This pitch is way high and outside, and Tatum draws a walk. So a first inning of strange baseball for the Vibes. And here comes Austin Chenard to have a chat with his pitcher, Craig Scherer. The third baseman come over as well. This will not include a member of the Rocky Mountain coaches staff. This will just be the battery mates and the third baseman. All 3 runs in this inning are unearned and will stay that way in any future runs in this inning. It'll be Helmick with runners at the corners. An E6, an E3, and an E7. Or E3, then E6, and E7. Helmick at 318, 2 home runs and 28 driven in. First pitch, he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike. 2-0 Oakland here in the top of the first. A good start already for Oakland. Played 2 close games the last couple of nights, including a game last night where the tying run for Rocky Mountain was at third with just 1 out in the 9th. An 0-2 to Helmick. Half swing. Toffland leaps. He cannot get it. It's a base hit for Helmick. Well, that was like the Monteith ball, but this time almost a full swing by Helmick, and it just went off the tip of the glove of the third baseman, Toffland. That is going to be a hit, correct? Yes. For sure, okay. It is an RBI for Helmick. It is another unearned run, however. 3-0 Oakland. That'll bring up Nick Leahy. He is the 8th batter to hit in the first. First pitch, Leahy swings and fouls it out of play. Really, almost no hard contact. The only ball I would consider hard contact was the Buford shot to left field. That was a single, which brought in a run. It's another RBI for Helmick on his little dinker off the glove of the third baseman, Toffland. First and second are the base runners, 2 outs in the first. And the pitch to Leahy is taken just inside. Nick Leahy at .292, a home run and 8 RBI in limited time. The Ballers did participate in the home run derby before the game. Pierce lost to Chenard Lazar, and then Chenard beat Lozano in the swing-off. Next pitch, Leahy sends this ball to right field. Fairly deep. Back is the right fielder. Stopping on the track. He looks up, and Nick Leahy goes the opposite way for a 3-run home run. It's his second professional home run. It's given Oakland a 6-0 lead. He put a ball up into the jet stream with the wind blowing toward right field. I thought for a moment Lynn Scott was camping underneath it, and then he turned and looked at the wall. 398 feet to right field. 6 runs on 4 hits, and that is the biggest one of the first. All 6 runs for Scherer are unearned. Bugs, base hit to center field. First pitch he sees. Oh, this Oakland offense right now. You cannot give them anything. And that'll bring out Bobby Chenard, who is the assistant coach, Celeste Lancaster. And this is not going the way Rocky Mountain wants it to go. They got so close last night, putting the tying run to third. Blown out twice, shutouts on Thursday night, and then with a almost sellout crowd, 7,600 in the stands, had a couple of opportunities to tie or win the game in the 9th, and Connor Sullivan shut the door on a pitch that was slightly controversial, depending on whether you were watching the TrackMan in the stadium or the TrackMan online. The TrackMan in the stadium did have it as a strike. The one online did not, and so there was some consternation in the Vibes dugout about the confirmed call on Booth to end the game. But based on what the operator, which is the one who actually confirms or denies the appeals, he did make the correct call. Cobb will take his second at-bat in the first, and there is a strike. 6-0 Oakland. We are still playing in the top of inning 1. Scherer is going to have Bugs picked off. Laura's throw to the shortstop is in time, and he is out. The pickoff will go 1 to 3 to 6, and the inning is over. 3 errors for Rocky and open the door for Oakland. RBI hit for Buford, RBI hit for Helmick, a 3-run shot by Nick Leahy, and another error which brought in a run. It's 6 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Luke Short to come out for Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. The second, or not even the second, it's the bottom of the first. Excuse me. It's 6-0 Oakland already. It's because 3 errors by the Vibes open the door for 6 runs for Oakland. It's the bottom of the first. Luke Short will face this lineup. Carter Booth, the center fielder, then Sam Linscott in right. Gary Laura at first, Garrett Kieber, the shortstop. Dane Toplin, the third baseman, Austin Schnard, the catcher, and a bottom 3 of Will Butcher, Stephen Wilmer, and Alex Adams. All 6 runs unearned on the line of Scherer. It's Luke Short, 4-1 this season in 7 starts, an ERA right at even 5. The first pitch to Booth. It's a fastball off the plate for ball 1. 36 innings for Short, 43 strikeouts. That leads the club, just 14 walks and 39 hits allowed. Batters hitting .271 against him. The windup from the lefty, it's swung on and missed. Fastball off the plate. It's 1-1 the count. Booth struck out looking on a fastball on the outside corner last night to end the game. .372, 3 home runs, 27 RBI. Now he hits a curveball out to right field. Pat Monteith, pretty deep, is backing up a few steps, and he will make the catch for the first out of the first. The defense for Oakland, it's Helmick in left, Bugs in center, Monteith in right. Leahy, the third baseman, Cobb, the shortstop, Harris is the second baseman, Almanza at first, and Tatum behind the plate. Don't know why I said Tatum the way I did. Tatum. Sam Linscott, the right fielder, to face Luke Short. Shorty's first pitch to Linscott is a fastball at the called strike 1. Ballers in their, excuse me, Oakland stands up black jerseys. They'll wear those on next Saturday as well. This is down in the dirt. It's 1-1 to Linscott, batting still over 400 at .401, 7 home runs and 28 driven in. A 1-1. That's fouled away. 1-2. Oh, I know Schenectady, that's for sure. That's what the Butts family know. It's the other one that I have trouble with. This is a ball hit out to center field. Bugs coming in rapidly. Darrell Bugs will make a chest-high catch on the run. 2 outs here in the first. I'm referring to the town that Craig Scherer is from, which is spelled Skaneateles, New York. And that is not Schenectady. That is maybe somewhere else upstate. Glad you can be all with us on YouTube and on 860 AM The Answer. Here's Gary Laura, 2 outs in the first. And Short's pitch to the plate is a fastball high. The next pitch, swung on and missed by Laura, breaking ball. Dan, I have seen the jerseys for Las Lloronas de Montaña Rocosa, which is the alternate identity here in Rocky Mountain. Laura to center field. This is falling fast, and that is a base hit. It's a 2-out single for the powerful first baseman. That'll bring up Kieber. Now, when this league was an affiliated league, there is a program in minor league baseball called, I believe it's called Copa de la Divertido, which is the Fun Cup. Most minor league brands take on a Spanish language identity. Rocky Mountain was one of the first to have a female identity with Las Lloronas. Idaho Falls had Las Madres, and other teams in league also had similar identities. First pitch to Kieber. It's a fastball called on the outside. It's 0-1. Now, since the league is no longer affiliated, it doesn't officially become part of that same structure, but the Ballers did get into the spirit. They have the Peloteros jerseys. Next pitch, Kieber fouls that out of play, 0-2. So you do see in this league some of those. The Boise Hawks, as we know, have the papas fritas, which is the French fries. And they're from the, is it the Gem State? Is that what Idaho is? I'm trying to remember. I think it's the Gem State. but the land of potatoes as well. 0-2 to Keeber, short to the plate. Swung on and line to right field. That's a base hit. Laura, will he challenge the arm of Monteith? No, he'll stay at second. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs. It's 6-0 Oakland in the bottom of the first. Here's Dane Toffland. I do have more access to YouTube today. I think with the question by Rob Buford, the hit initially on the hit, but the misplay giving it the error. And again, an outfielder does not necessarily touch a ball for it to be an error, as that's out of play. Certainly a ground ball that goes right between a shortstop's legs, he doesn't touch, is an error. But I think while Wilmer slipped and there is no touch of the ball, you sort of have to think maybe what the hitter deserves on that particular ball that was hit. I think in the realm of reason to call it a single and a 2-base error. That's high and away. 1-1 to Toffland. I don't know if I totally agree with it. Could have been a double and an error. Or the next pitch, Toffland fouls that away. But they ruled. You don't have to touch the ball. Likewise, if a outfielder touches the ball and drops it, it's not necessarily an error. It could be a hit depending on how much effort was put into play. They're the ordinary effort clause. Oh, Skeeny. Okay, I need to take a break there and read through that one. The 1-2 is just low to Toffland. Runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Toffland. Skeeny Atlas. That's how you say the town? Skeeny Atlas. Okay, I'll take your word for it. It's a 2-2 on its way to Toffland. A big breaking ball is strike 3 called, and Toffland is gone a-looking. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the second. 6-0 Oakland on 860 AM. The answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here in the second inning. It'll be Trey Cobb to lead it off in the second as he did in the first. And Cobb was left at the altar in his second at-bat when Bugs was picked off to end the inning. So we will have a new at-bat for Trey, who will face Craig Scherer, who, you want to talk about some bad luck for Scherer. Only one of the errors allowed a man on to base, but the other 2 errors in the field allowed some shenanigans on the base paths that otherwise would not have happened. So it's 6 unearned runs for the left-hander, who otherwise just allows the big blast of the 3-run home run to Leahy. There wasn't really anything he should have been too sad about it. Now Cobb lines one past the glove of Toffland, and Cobb is going to take a big turn at first and head back to the bag. First pitch, base hit. And we start it all again here in the second. This series, and really this road trip, there's a couple times this year that we've said, all right, well, we're going to see what the Ballers really have. They're going to be tested. We've said that more than once. They've played a very tough schedule. and they have answered almost every call. The only series they've lost this year was a 3-game series in Missoula, a game to finish that series where Oakland was 1 pitch away from winning the series. The 1-0. Monteith, the ground ball down the line, foul, just foul. It's 1-1. You look at 2 of the bigger losses by Oakland, and they're blowing out teams. They're winning games, but the final game in Missoula, the first game in Boise, they were ahead in the 9th inning in both those games, and those were 2 Sullivan blown saves. But I say it to say that they have been in a lot of winning positions and are still 30-10. Big breaking ball by Scherer is called for strike 2. It's 1-2 to Pat Monteith, who reached on an error in his first at bat. Scherer to the plate, and Monteith takes just inside. It's 1-2. Make that 2-2 rather. Portrait Tyler with pronunciation of upstate New York City's day at the ballpark. I sure hope not. 1 is enough for me. Next pitch, Monteith fouls that off of the catcher, Chenard. What did we say? Scherer? Let me get it one more. Skeeny Atlas, born June 18th, 21 in Skeeny Atlas, New York. The left-hander who was signed in 2024 in the off season for the 2025 season, let's say. Next pitch, Monteith takes it down low. It's 3-2. Scherer's only walk in the first inning was a 4-pitch walk to Dylan Tatum. 3-2 to Monteith. He swings. It's a ground ball back to Scherer. It goes off of his chest, and everyone's safe. That's going to be an error. And there he only has himself to blame. And I think the vibes now are feeling a little bit snake bit. It's all started, this 5-game losing streak for them, with a game in Yuba Sutter. They were leading in the 9th by 3, and Bobby Leday had a walk-off grand slam. Since then, they have not won a game. Here is Almanza. First pitch, swung on, fouled away. It's Cobb at second, and Monteith at first. And the second is starting just the same as the first did, a single and then an error. It's 0-1. Scherer looks at Cobb at second. And now he fires home. Almanza swings and misses. We have not seen many swing throughs early in this game. (0-2). Scherer to the plate, and Almanza takes low. In the Pioneer League, you see some good hitting. Sometimes you see some pitching, but I don't think there's anything that really gets on you as much as watching bad defense. Certainly that was the case for Oakland in their first series, and today for the Vibes, it's 4 errors through just 1+ innings. The next pitch to Almanza, a touch inside, 2-2. And Scherer is not getting much help behind the plate. These are not strikes, mind you, but they could be pitcher's strikes. And with the day he's having, he's just not getting any help, extra help from the umpire. 2-2. Almanza swings. It's a ground ball down the line, foul. That was a hanging breaking ball, and Almanza was off balance, but still got some pretty good wood to it. I have an interesting report. Former Oakland baller Drew Woodcocks signed with the Boise Hawks today. That's good to see. 2-2. Almanza swings and fouls one at the plate. Woodcocks was a member of the 2024 season. Had a couple big home runs for Oakland for a couple of weeks and then left the team after a 2-week stint. It's a 2-2 to Almanza. The pitch is down and in, and it's 3-2. to Almanza. Both base runners not being held on. And the pitch on its way is a swing and a foul at the plate. Almanza stays alive. He lined out sharply to the shortstop Keeber in the first inning. A play where Keeber tried to double up Monteith from first. Threw the ball away. It allowed Jermaine Cobb to score. (3-2). Pitch on its way, and Almanza swings and misses. Chase the breaking ball below the zone. It's Scherer's first strikeout of the day, and there's one away. We will be scoreboard watching tonight. The Ballers' magic number is at 6 with 8 games remaining. And remember, we want, more than anything, Idaho Falls wins over Yuba Sutter. First pitch to Harris is a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Danny grounded out to first base in his first at bat. 5 of those 6 runs for Oakland came with 2 outs. Scherer to the plate, fastball high and away. 6-0 Oakland here in the second, 1 away. It's Cobb at second, Monteith at first. Got a couple of doubleheaders today in the Pioneer League. The 2-0 on its way. Harris takes inside. It's 3-0. The Raptors and Voyagers are done with the latter half of a game which started yesterday, which must have been disappointing for fans who maybe they still shot off fireworks. Must have been some weather in Great Falls. 3-0 to Harris is right down the middle for strike 1. That game is over, and the Voyagers have finally won again. It was a 5-5 game after 6. They scored a run in the 8th after the restart and won 6-5. 3-1, Harris fouls it back. We'll go to 3-2. Meanwhile, in what I presume to be a 7-inning ball game, Grand Junction leads the Sky Sox, what used to be the Owls, 29-7. Which is a score I hardly blink an eye at these days. Harris takes down and in for ball 4. The bases will be loaded. Cobb will go to third, Monteith to second, and that'll bring up Cam Buford. It was a nice pitch by Scherer, who threw a fastball that nearly clipped the bottom corner of the zone toward the knee of Harris. That's a tough pitch to lay off. "29 runs is not even the highest we have seen at Simplesio Stadium this year, I don't think. I think Idaho Falls scored 30. First pitch to Buford, a half swing, breaking ball called for strike 1. That Idaho Falls Yuba Sutter game, I'm sure, will be starting soon. 5 in Idaho Falls. Next pitch, fastball a touch inside, 1-1. 6-0 Oakland here in the top of the second. Scherer facing Buford with the bases loaded and 1 away. Buford already with an RBI single today. The pitch, Cam looks at strike 2 on the inside, and now Buford wants to use one of his challenges. It was probably close to where Harris took his pitch for ball 4. And it's overturned to a ball. So Buford immediately tapped his helmet, much aggrieved by the call, and he gets it correct. So it's 2-1 to Cam. Scherer from the windup. Pitch on its way. Buford takes inside. It's 3-1. An error in this inning by the pitcher, Scherer. A 3-1 on its way. Cam, a ground ball towards short. Keeber picks it up, flip to second for 1. The return throw to first is in time. That's a double play to end the inning. 6-4-3. And the Ballers, despite getting 2 men on to begin the inning and then having the bases loaded with 1 out, do not score. No runs on a hit, 1 error, and that's only 2 men left on base because of the double play. and that might be significant. You lead 6-0 after the top of the plenty of time for your opposition to get back in it, and you're held scoreless in the second. We'll move to the bottom of the second. It's Oakland 6, Rocky Mountain nothing on 860 AM The Answer. Leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Rooter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service, family-owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Bay Area with honest, dependable. Mr. Rooter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Excuse me, Mr. Rooter Plumbing is here when you need us. It's the bottom of the second. It's Oakland at 6, and the Vibes nothing. Dane Toffland, or rather, Austin Chenard to lead it off, followed by Will Butcher and Stephen Wilmer. Luke Short allowed a couple hits in the first, but left both men on base. And the first pitch to Chenard is a ball. Fastball high and away. Yes, the Ogden Falls game, Dan, who's checking in with us on YouTube, that was a game which I would have to assume was stopped due to rain, tied at 5 after the 6th inning. So that is official suspension of the game, and then likely a 7-inning game to follow today between those two clubs. The 2-0 to Chenard. He swings, pops this up. This will be out of play. Chenard won the home run derby before today's game. That puts Oakland through 4 derbies at a record of 1-3, which only matters for that particular contest. No bearing on the regular season. The 2-1, Chenard swings and misses. High outside corner with 88. And now the Rocky Mountain catcher wants time. Two-two from Luke Short. Lefty into his windup. And the pitch. Breaking ball hit on one hop to Cobb. Gets up, throws across the diamond in time for the first out of the 2nd inning. And we have a bat dog here, except the dog cannot find the bat. Looks like a Lassie type of dog. The dog has no idea where the bat is, and we're going to wait until that bat. All right. The bat dog has now found the bat, and he or she is going to take it off the field. Now Will Butcher. Short's first pitch to the Rocky Mountain DH is a swing and a miss. Fastball at the top of the zone at 88. Butcher at 303, 4 home runs, 32 driven in. The 0-1 is just a touch high. 1-1 the count. Nice pitch from Short there. Chase fastball. The 1-1 now. Butcher takes a fastball at the bottom of the zone for a strike, 1-2. He came up as a pinch hitter in the 9th against Connor Sullivan, who did not use his slider against him. 4 straight fastballs and struck him out. 1-2 pitch. Butcher takes a fastball high. Now a 2-2 from Luke Short. Butcher looks at a curveball that dips below the zone. We go to a full count. The only breaking ball that he has seen in the at-bat so far. Short from the windup. The 3-2 is down low and in. It's ball 4. Ends up being a pretty good at-bat from Butcher, who does not chase the fastball below the knees. And it's a 1-out walk. That'll bring up Stephen Wilmer, who will bat from the right side. A right-hander is loosening for the Vibes in their bullpen, which I'm a little bit surprised by. Short's first pitch to Wilmer is swung on a miss. The changeup from Shorty. It's 0-1. I don't know that Scherer is pitching all that terribly. He did give up the 3-run home run, but most of what has happened is more because of the bad defense rather than Oakland's 6 hits. The 0-1 on its way. Wilmer swings at the ground ball to Cobb. He drops it, picks it up, goes to second for 1, and Harris's return throw is not going to be in time. And Cobb, once again, is upset with himself. That's, I believe, the 3rd time this series where a potential double play was just a 6-4 putout. So Wilmer will reach on the fielder's choice. Here's Alex Adams. 2 away. Adams was a pinch runner in the 9th last night and was at third base when the game was all said and done. First pitch is low from Luke Short. Adams at .337, 2 home runs, 14 driven in on the year. Next pitch, changeup, big swing and a miss. 1-1. 6-0 Oakland here in the 2nd inning. Oakland has only allowed 13 runs through 4 games against the Rocky Mountain Vibes in Colorado Springs. 6 runs in game 1, 4 runs in game 2, none in game 3. Then last night, 3 runs as well. Wind is blowing from left to right, not as rapidly as we saw a couple nights ago. It's a 2-1 from Short. The kick and the pitch, a big breaking ball that, misses a little bit high. It looked awfully good from where Tatum caught it, but it did not cross the strike zone as a strike. 3-1 the count. Pitch to Adams is high. It's ball 4. That's a pitch that you may try to challenge in a situation where it matters a little bit more. But with 2 outs, 6-run game, you let that one go otherwise. That'll bring up Carter Booth. That's the 2nd walk of the inning. Short. Booth flied to right in his first at bat. Ball's hit to right field right now. We're getting a little extra boost. Lights have come on here in the stadium a little bit early. First pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Tatum. The throw to third will not even be made. And that'll be a wild pitch. So runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And a chance for Carter Booth to put Rocky Mountain right back into this ball game. 6-0 Oakland here in the 2nd inning. Short is set at the belt. The 1-0 on its way. Booth swings and fouls that back to the screen. That was a fastball. He was on it. One more game tomorrow. You can have breakfast with the Ballers, an 11 a.m. California start. Here's the 1-1 on its way. It swung on, grounded softly toward third, and foul. As Stephen Wilmer literally had to jump over that ball in foul territory to avoid it. But that's why, as a runner at third base, you start in foul territory, because if the ball hits you, you aren't out. just a foul ball. It's 1-2 to Carter Booth. Luke Short throws the big hit out toward right field. Monteith a few steps in. Looks like he's underneath it. He makes the catch for the final out. 2 flyouts on the day for Booth, both to right field. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. To the third we go. 6-0 Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. We're going to see a Vibes debut here in the third inning. It's 6-0 Oakland leading Rocky Mountain in the 5th game of this series. Oakland's won the first 4. It's the right-hander Nyan Hernandez, Nyan, 23 years old from, this is a New York City that I know how to pronounce correctly. He is from New York City, New York. He was with the Milwaukee Milkmen in 2025, a 8.47 ERA, 20 Ks in 17 innings, 2-2 record. Signed with the Rangers at 17 years old and was in the Complex League for a while. Was released by Texas in 2023. Was acquired just last week from the Milkmen in a trade. Or excuse me, not even last week, a couple days ago on Wednesday, for a player to be named later. So Hernandez, I think Laura is coming over. There might be some translation going on between the first baseman, the catcher, and the pitcher. It's the only thing I can think of. Now, I do believe that Rocky Mountain uses a pitch calling system. I'd have to watch Chenard here to make sure that's accurate, but something was run out to Hernandez and he put it in his cap. I don't think Chenard is putting his hand between his legs to call out the signs. I'd have to look at the broadcast myself. The first pitch to Tatum is a high drive to right field. Moving back is the right fielder, Dylan Tatum, his first Colorado Tater. A solo shot to begin the third. And about as rude a welcome as you can give anyone throwing their first pitch for a new team. So Tatum had been a little bit quiet in the series after the ridiculous series in Boise. Lou Helmick down the left field line. This is deep. Wilmer back. He's on the track. He makes the catch. One away. The German-American in me is still waiting to call a Lou Helmick home run. Here's Nick Leahy. Leahy homered in this contest. It was a 3-run shot to right. Both home runs for Oakland are right-handed hitters going to right field. If you get it up in the air, it is going, folks. Ground ball toward third. Toffland gets one big hop. His throw to first, accurate in time, 2 away. So we have a stadium here with 350 down both lines and 410 to center. How is it possible that it plays smaller than Raimondi Park? How is it possible that a stadium like this has a higher batting average than Raimondi Park when Armandi Park is just 312, 321 down right, and it's 395 in center. Maybe it's 398 in center. It's because of this air, man. They had to build this park this way to have it play somewhat fair. The thin air. Bugsy looks at a slider for strike one. Well, the day for Scherer looks like this. 2 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, none earned. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. There's another slider to Bugs. It's a called strike 2, 0-2. Set is Hernandez. The kick and the pitch. Slider way outside. Seven nothing Oakland. The top of the third. You don't want to stop scoring. 1-1. Bugs a ground ball, slowly hit. Tofflin charges. He gloves. His throw to first is just in time to get a 5-3 put out, and the inning is over. Solo shot by Dylan Tatum on the first pitch of the inning. It's a run on a hit, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. 7-0 Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. We move on to the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Tyler Peterson. So glad you could be with us on this Saturday evening, early evening, back home in the Bay Area. Luke Short will face 2, 3, and 4. That's Linscott, Laura, and Keeber in a game which Oakland leads 7-0. 6-run first for Oakland, 3 errors helped buoy the runs coming in. Just 1 run came in before 2 outs, and then if you want to think about the errors existing at that point, nothing should have happened after that, but 5 more runs came in after that. So directly affecting the outcome of this game right now. They added 1 more just in the top of the third on a Tatum solo home run. Here's Linscott, who flied out to center field on a nice running play made by Darryl Bugs. Short's first pitch on its way to Linscott. He swings, grounds one toward Leahy, gets a nice big hop. His throw across the diamond in plenty of time. One pitch, 1 out here in the third. On a day when we see a team score 29 runs, when another team scores 12 runs, you're reminded that in this league, 17 nothing is another story. 7-0 is not a safe lead per se. The 0-1. Or to be the first pitch to Laura is a breaking ball. Now it's 0-1. A game day in which the Astros beat the Dodgers 18-1 at Dodger Stadium. That apparently was the biggest loss for the Dodgers at that stadium in their career. And as a Pioneer League broadcaster, I don't really blink at that score. Laura hits one down the left field line. That's going to be a double as Helmick picks it up. And Laura is into second base with a double. And there may not be many Dodger fans listening, but if there is one, I will sort of half apologize for bringing that up. I only bring it up as to say, in Major League Baseball, that kind of lead is safe. 7-0, you feel pretty good about yourself in Major League Baseball. But here in the Pioneer League, it's a different story. Keeber, the shortstop. The first pitch from short. There's a changeup called for strike one. 7-0, Ballers here in the third. Luke Short looks at second where Laura stands. Now he kicks and fires to Keeber. It's a ground ball toward Leahy at third. Leahy will look back Laura at second. His throw is a little bit off of the glove of Almanza, and that's going to be an error on Leahy. I have it as the E5. I think that was really high. So it's going to be an error on the third baseman, Leahy. That allows Keeber to get on. So the bat dog is going to pick up that bat. That's going to put runners at the corners. Now Keeber was, or rather Laura was not going to third until he saw that ball get away from Almanza. And Almanza stretched up. He nearly caught that baseball, but it just slipped. Very high throw from Leahy. Almanza did the best he could. Here is Toffland. Took a curveball for strike three in his first at bat. Now the first pitch changeup is swung on and missed. We do have some questions in chat right now, and I'll tell you what, Dan and Alexander, everybody else, we can do a little AMA fifth inning if you want to save your questions then. Question on the answer, always in the fifth inning. Next pitch to Toffland, another changeup. Swung on and missed, 0-2. 7-0 Oakland, men at the corners, one away in the bottom of the third. Toffland back in the box after he asked for time. He'll tap the plate. Short is ready on the mound. It's an 0-2. Pitch on its way. The big breaking ball stays high. And now it's 2-2. Keeber, if I remember from his time last year with the Northern Colorado Owls, has some decent speed. Yes, in fact, this year he's stolen 4 bags in 5 attempts. Short to the plate, a check swing, foul ball by Toffland, and it stays 1-2. What a year. What a difference a year makes. Because Northern Colorado were the third best team in the league last year. They did not go to the playoffs, and now they are the second worst. So 1-2 on its way. Short throws, and that is on the outside corner. Ring 'em up. Strike three called. Fastball taken by Toffland, 2 backwards Ks, and was not looking for the hard stuff. 2 strikeouts for Short on the day, both come against Toffland. Now, Austin Chenard. Chenard grounded to Short in his first at bat. Trying to bring across the first Rocky Mountain run of the day. That's fouled away. We are now officially in unearned run territory if anyone scores this inning. 7-0 Oakland. Chenard can change that quickly. A ground ball toward Lee. He waits for the big hop. He'll go the short way to Harris, and Harris was on the bag, and he takes the throw in time to beat Keeber for the final out. Fielder's choice off the bat of Chenard. The out goes 5-4. It's no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. The Vibes have now stranded 6 base runners through the first 3 innings. It's 7-0 Oakland to the 4th on 860 AM, The Answer. Your line score through 3 innings here in Colorado Springs. It's Oakland with 7 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. It's Rocky Mountain with no runs on 3 hits and 4 errors. And for the 3rd time in 4 innings, Tremaine Cobb Jr. will lead things off for Oakland. It's the right-hander Nayan Hernandez in his 2nd inning. Faced 4 batters in the 3rd, allowed a leadoff home run and then a flyout and 2 groundouts. In really quick succession, just 7 pitches in that inning. Oh, very aggressive with their bats. Cobb will swing first pitch, but instead takes a slider. Will as in he likes to do so from time to time, not as in he is going to for sure. 1-0. Hernandez from the stretch. The fastball is high. You don't often see interleague trades in indie ball. 2-0. It's down low, 3-0. That's just because with some of the other leagues, the eligibility is different enough to where only a very select few amount of players eligible to be traded to the Pioneer League. The 3-0 to Cobb. Takes a strike right down the middle. A lot more times, very often, you'll see releases from the American or the Atlantic or the Frontier get signed in the Pioneer League, or you'll just see Pioneer League trades straight up. The 3-1 is swung on a miss by Cobb. That was, it's like a sinker perhaps from Hernandez. It's 3-2. Ballers have made a couple trades already this year. The 3-2. Hernandez to the plate. Cobb swings, lines it foul. It happened preseason, but Oakland traded Tyler Shelnut, a corner infielder and outfielder, to Billings for a first-round draft pick, which will either be in 2 weeks from now at the midseason camp or next year's Florida camp. The 3-2 bounces past the catcher. It's ball 4. Cobb is on for the 3rd time today. He draws the leadoff walk. The Ballers also players to Idaho Falls. One during spring training. That was Gabe Vasquez, who, as a 26 man, is having an okay year for Idaho Falls. I believe he has 10 extra base hits, and I believe he has 7 home runs. And an interesting stat, he has 10 extra base hits and 10 singles. A very strong batter. He was drafted by Oakland in the Florida camp, but traded subsequently. Hernandez to the plate. Pat Monty, the ground ball, foul down the baseline. He's 0 for 2, but he's been on base both times. He's reached on an E3 and an E1. Hernandez set at the chin. And the 0-1 pitch on its way to Pat. Takes a fastball just in. It's 1-1. The other trade that Oakland made, which was actually during the season, was they traded right-handed pitcher Dylan Porter to Idaho Falls for a player to be named later. The 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball stays high. I mean, for Oakland, one of the things that I think that the team prides itself on last year and this year is having just a short amount of turnover. In indie ball, it can be really transient at times with players coming and going, cuts here and there, but the Ballers do give guys a pretty good shot moving on from them. Pat Monteith to right center field. That ball is going to get down and into the gap. It's going to one-hop the wall. Cobb is going to be sent around, and Pat Monteith has an RBI double. It is 8-0 Oakland. You look at the roster this year, there have only been 4 releases by Oakland. This is their 41st game. I believe that has to be by far the fewest of any organization in the Pioneer League. And I think, one, it's trusting your own scouting to begin the season. and 2, giving guys enough leash to work through their mistakes. Mac Lardner, Titialii, Ethan Paulson, but that was an injury, and Alec Rodriguez are the only released players from Oakland this year. Almanza swings and fouls that away. Christian is 0 for 2. I'll compare it with Rocky Mountain. I have their transaction log. The 0-1 is down low. They've created good team chemistry, Oakland has. These guys like to play for each other, and you know, I hear it from multiple players just how much fun they're having. And look, winning has a lot to do with that, there's no doubt. But let me see if I can try to count the number of releases. Just using Rocky Mountain as an example, they're the only ones I have in front of me right now. So I'll just read their transaction list. 1-1 the count to Almanza, with Monteith at second. Pitch, takes down low. So if we go from 5:20 on, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12 releases on Rocky Mountain's ledger. 2-1, Almanza swings and hits this out toward the shortstop. This is a pop-up on the infield. It's going to be Keeper that puts it away. Boy, that was hit straight up into the clouds. I lost it for a second. Stephen Wilmer was coming in, but it was the shortstop on the infield that put it away. That'll bring up Danny Harris. 1 out here in the 4th. It's 8-0 Oakland. They already have a franchise best 9 wins in a row and looking for a 10th today. First pitch to Harris is swung on and fouled at the plate and got an awful big piece of Chenard as well. Ouch. When you see a foul ball more or less just stop at home plate, that probably means that almost all of the impact was just on the catcher. Because if a ball goes, you know, far off or hits the net and it just sort of glances off the catcher and changes directions, that's one thing. But if it sort of just stops dead, then all of the energy was absorbed by the man behind the plate. 3-1 Yuba Sutter early on in the game against Idaho Falls, which is not good news for Oakland. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Danny hits one foul down the baseline. It's 0-2. Harris, a ground out to first and a walk. Eight nothing Oakland here in the 4th. The 0-2. Hernandez a couple looks at second, and Monteith will be chased back. "22-game hit streak for Danny after a 1-for-4 last night." Pitch on its way, and that's high past the catcher's glove, and Monteith will take third. A wild pitch. First thrown by Hernandez, and the first of the game for the Vibes. So the runner is at third for Harris now on a 1-2 count. Some big clouds overhead here at Block Ticket Stadium. Pitch for Hernandez is below the zone. These clouds that generate over the Rocky Mountains and come down often bring rain and lightning with them. We certainly hope those factors stay away from our ball game today. It's a 2-2. Pitch on its way. Harris hits a ground ball foul down the baseline. Pat had to slightly limbo out of the way. It'll stay 2-2. Interested to see how stretched out Hernandez is if they're going to ask him to go multiple innings, because Rocky Mountain has not announced a starter for tomorrow yet. The 2-2. Harris takes in the dirt, blocked by the backhand of Chenard, who maybe didn't even know if he had that ball or not. Gabe Tanner will get the start for Oakland tomorrow. Remember, the Ballers have 2 men currently on the ineligible list. It's Brody Iglite dealing with that lingering back problem, and Davis Druick, who still has the injured leg. 3-2. Pitch on its way, and Harris taps that one foul, just stays alive. The fastball with some really good movement on it. I mean, Harris chased way below the zone. Will stay 3-2. It's gotten fairly dark here now with these clouds. Full count pitch to Harris. He swings and again grounds it foul down the baseline. Hernandez, who is an inning and a third into this outing, is now at 30 pitches. (3-2). Harris takes outside on the fastball. It's ball 4. In this inning, 2 walks and a double for Oakland. That'll bring up Cam Buford. (8-0) Oakland in the 4th. Buford, a RBI single in the 1st, and then hit into an inning-ending double play in the 2nd. First pitch, breaking ball, ripped to left field. Back, he will leap. It's over his head. He'll play it off the wall. Buford 2. He'll have that. Harris is into 3rd, and it's an RBI double for Buford. Make it 9-0 Oakland. If anybody likes Colorado Springs, it's Cam Buford, because now he has his 4th multi-hit game. Here comes Tatum. Tatum homered in the 3rd. And now you're almost used to a multi-home run watch for him. He has 4 such games. He had them all last week. The first pitch, Dillon, half swing, and that as he tried to get out of the way of the fastball. He started to swing. That one came up near the chin, and it hit the bat instead of him, and it went foul. Oh, 0-1. Pitch from Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Attacked Tatum on the inside. I think he's going with some type of sinking fastball looking at these TrackMan numbers. Oh, 2. Setting up inside again. Pitch to Tatum is swung on and fouled at the plate. And it got a chunk of Chenard. And more sympathetic, Dillon Tatum could not be because, or empathetic at least, because Tatum knows all too well that feeling. It'll stay 0-2. Wind is still right field. Hernandez 0-2. Tatum takes a slider down and away as Dillon sort of bended with that baseball to watch it all the way down. It's a 1-2 count. Harris is at 3rd. Buford is at 2nd. And Hernandez throws. Tatum takes a fastball high. No one's given away at bats in this league. It is 9-0 Oakland here in the 4th. Everybody's not just playing for their team, but their own careers. Player development and winning baseball going hand in hand. And there's a lot of development and a lot of winning right now in Oakland. Tatum gets this in the air to right. This will stay in the ballpark Linscott is backing up. He's on the track now, and he makes the catch. Goodness gracious me. It's a sacrifice fly, and I didn't even think Dylan hit it that far. You can give him another RBI. The sac fly brings in Harris, and to third goes Buford. Now Lou Helmick. Two outs in the inning. The Ballers have scored 10. 10-0 here in the fourth. Helmick 1 for 2 with an RBI single. First pitch, swing, and a flare down the left field line out of play. Lou has really been using the left side the last couple weeks. A lot of base hits to left field. 0-1. He swings and hits the ball to center field, slightly shallow. And this is not even get as far as the second baseman is out into center field, slightly as Adams to make this catch. It is a shallow pop out, and the inning is over. It's 3 more runs for Oakland on an RBI double by Pat Monteith, an RBI double by Cam Buford, and a sac fly by Dylan Tatum. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Move on to it's Oakland 10 and Rocky Mountain nothing on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the fourth, Oakland leading 10-0 on what is a 3rd consecutive fireworks night for these Vive fans. And the last 2 games that they've seen have been pretty good. A couple pitchers duel, a 6-0 win for Oakland on Friday, or on Thursday, I should say, and a 4-3 win for Oakland yesterday. This has a totally different feel, though, for the folks in the crowd here. A little bit of sun has broken through these crowds, putting a little bit of the clouds, I meant. I was talking about the crowd just a second ago, but the clouds have parted and a little bit of sun on the outfield now as Will Butcher, the DH, faces Luke Short. The first pitch is a fastball, fouled back. Yes, there could well be a magic 8th inning at this rate. Still have plenty of game left. We'll have to see if we do get there. The next pitch is taken just a touch high. One and one the counts. The next pitch bounces in front of the plate. It's 2-1. Short's at 55 pitches through 3 innings and the middle of this at bat. I think just the smallest amount of sprinkles are coming down here in Rocky Mountain. 2-1. Butcher swings and fouls that out of play. Well, you want to try to get through 5 innings if there are clouds that are threatening this stadium, especially if you're the team currently ahead. A 2-2. Breaking ball is low and Butcher lays off. 10-0 Oakland in the bottom of the 4th. Short to the plate, and the big breaking ball is tapped back to Short. He stops it, picks it up, throws to first. It's in time for out number 1. That'll bring up Stephen Wilmer. Mustangs a 2-1 lead at Boise, and Glacier and Missoula scoreless through the second inning. The Ballers are alone in first place. They're a game up right now after Missoula suffered a loss to Glacier late last night, 8-6. First pitch to Wilmer is a swing and a miss fastball at the top of the zone. A couple former teammates going at it, Short and Wilmer, who were both additions to the team in the second half of the season. The 0-1, Wilmer fouls that at the plate. It's 0-2. Short from the windup. And the pitch on its way is a breaking ball too high. It's the kind of pitch that you think is a strike based on where it's caught, but it doesn't come down in time. Now a fastball that's high. Two and two the count. 2-2 on its way. That's outside. So we move to a 3-2 count. It'll be a payoff pitch from Luke Short. Here it comes. And Wilmer swings and misses, chases the high fastball. 2 outs here in the 4th. That's the 3rd strikeout for Luke Short. 10-0 Oakland. Again, a 11 a.m. Pacific start tomorrow. So you're going to want to tune in early and see the finale of this series. Ground ball, it hits Short. Leahy is going to pick it up, and that is going to be a base hit for Adams. Got Short on the heel at 105. And that'll bring out Bruce Valentine, the trainer. And that's going to bring out Jim Diedrich, and Short's waving everyone off. He'll get the adrenaline going, that's for sure, and may not impact his start whatsoever for the rest of the game. However, let's take a look at that in the morning. Here's Carter Booth. Some definite drops of water here at the stadium. Here comes the first pitch. Booth takes a strike. Short lead for Adams at first. Short's pitch on its way is down low and in. It bounces off of the glove of Tatum. It's 1-1. Booth has sent 2 flyouts to right field, which is the part of the field tonight where you do want to send fly balls to. But neither of the 2 have gone out. Very windy in the stadium now. 1-1. Ground ball toward Leahy. He gets a big hop. It goes out of his glove. He started to turn to throw to second, and that's another E5. Adams will go to second. The second error for Leahy on the day. That's the first coming via the glove. The other one was up. And you can see him shaking his head at third base right now. It'll extend the inning. It'll create a situation where any earned if they do score. Lynn Scott. Fly out and a ground out. First pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. That one bounced past Lynn Scott. It's 0-1. It's a guy just trying to do damage and may have made the decision to swing before he saw the pitch. His average has now dipped down under 400. It had been, I believe, in the high 410s to begin series, and now it's down to 396. How about that? Breaking ball just off the plates. 1-1. For a called strike 2, 1-1. Or 1-2, I should say, excuse me. Just trying to get this YouTube stream up and running again. We momentarily lost connection. Apologize. Short will step off. It's a 1-2 count with 2 outs in a 10-0 game that is going Oakland's way. Short is set. A pitch on its way is a curveball swung on and missed. The ball gets away from Tatum. He's going to pick it up and throw to Almanza, who covers in time. It's a strikeout, 2-3 put out, and the inning is over on Short's 4th strikeout of the day. We head to the 5th, 10-0 Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. A new pitcher for the 5th inning. It's the right-hander Jordan DeStefano, 6 feet tall, 205 from Fairfield, Connecticut. This will be his 2nd appearance for Rocky Mountain after pitching back on the 2nd of July on Wednesday. He walked 3 batters in that inning. Did not allow a hit, struck out a batter, and 2 men were caught stealing while he was up there. So his ERA after 1 appearance, despite walking 3 in the inning, is still at 0. He'll face Leahy, then Bugs, and then Cobb in the hole. So Hernandez has done 2 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, all were earned. Walks and no strikeouts. Leahy has a 3-run home run in this ballgame. It's his 2nd professional home run. Righty toes the rubber here in the 5th inning, which does mean it's time for the question on the answer. First pitch. Slider inside. We'll bring back our Ask Tyler Anything segment. It is a 10-run game, so we can get a little creative today. 1-0 is outside, 2-0. Now, I will say, fair warning, you have the opportunity to ask anything. May not answer it, but maybe get away from baseball for a bit. 2-0. Leahy to right field. He's going to take on the wall again. Looking up is the right fielder, and Nick Leahy has homered twice. Wow. No way. Not that he's homered twice, but the distance on that home run, I don't know if I believe that. Here's Bugs. Wow. 11-0 Oakland. First pitch to Bugs is inside. Nick Leahy hit that ball. Lynn Scott hardly even moved. TrackMan has that at 476 feet. Now the wind does have something to do with that. However, that was hit a long way. The one Bugs looks at ball 2. What a blast. 2-1. Bugs takes outside 3-1. All right, let's officially start the question on the answer segment. If you'd like to join in on our YouTube chat, we're going to do a Ask Tyler Anything segments, if you so choose. And again, the better questions we got last time when we did this segment were more along the lines of Legos rather than the best baseball game I've seen. Here's a ball hit to second base, and Adams will throw out Bugs for the first. The top of the order comes up next. Dan Silver wants to know, did I ever meet Bill Walton during my Pac-12 days? Yes, I worked a number of games that Bill Walton worked. I never met him in person, or did I? I think I even met him in person once, but off camera, he was exactly the same human being that everyone purports him to be on camera and online. There's no fake there. I'm going to put it that much, which was incredible to see. He always did bring the energy, Bill Walton, no longer with us. Which PBL parks are the biggest can/mini Coors Fields? Interesting. 2-0 to Cobb. That's 3-0 off the glove of the catcher. Well, so far as this stadium is 700 feet higher than Coors Field, I will say that this stadium is not only Coors Field, but a bigger Coors Field. 3-0. Cobb takes a strike. If I go around the league, Grand Junction launching pad. Simplesio Stadium, where the Ballers still have never traveled. 3-1. Outside for ball 4. That is a field shared by Colorado Mesa University. Yeah, Simplesio Stadium definitely wins for next best. And to be quite honest, it might even be a bigger bandbox than this stadium, because while it's not at the same elevation that this park is, it is significantly smaller down the lines. The 0-1. First pitch to Monteith. He sends this out to right field. Lynn Scott is moving back. He's on the track. He will make the catch on the track. 2 outs. Nevada Cullen, who is on assignment and certainly must have better things to do, is in our chat. Can I hit it that far? If he's referring to Nick Leahy's home run, not in feet. I do not believe I can hit it that far in feet. 0-2. Or rather, 2 outs to Christian Almanza, who is 0 for 3. First pitch, he hits this one to right. Lynn Scott will make the catch on the track for the final out of the. We'll continue our question on the answer segment in the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break and come back. 11-0 Oakland. Gary Laura to lead off this bottom of the 5th. And in a game where there are just a couple of raindrops coming down, you want to get through this game as quickly as possible so that you can call it an official game. There are some folks now abandoning their seats here at Block Ticket Stadium. It's 11-0. Gary Laura to third. Leahy waits for the 5th hop. He drops it. His throw to first is in time. Boy, that time I think he was just trying to not make a mistake and was thinking about it just a little bit too much. One away. Keeber up next. We'll continue our question on the answer segment. Nevada Cullen also wants to know, Lego Star Wars on which platform? You're talking my language now. Keeber, a line drive caught by Danny Harris, 2 away. It is starting to rain here now. PlayStation 2 would be my platform of choice. Although I also did have it on the Game Boy as well. Alexander wants to know, other than Raimondi, which Pioneer League park has the best food? Well, if it's in-stadium food, I would have to really think about that. 2 outs for Tofflin. First pitch, swung away. Just going to lower my window just a touch here, because I don't want my microphone getting too wet. 0-1 to Tofflin. Swing and a ground ball toward Leahy, but it's past him. It's into left field for a base hit. Tofflin has a single. My favorite trip to make might be Ogden for the city, just because of the nice spots they have downtown. In ballpark food, I don't know. I can tell you that Pressbox Catering, if you want to talk about that. Pressbox Catering, Rocky Mountain had good Pressbox Catering. Ogden had good Pressbox Catering. First pitch is fouled back by Chenard. 11-0 Oakland here in the 5th. I don't think that answers your question exactly, Alexander, but I'll tell you what, why don't you go around and try some as well? See the baller. Chenard to right field. Monteith is there. He makes the catch. That's the inning. This game is official, and we'll take a break. We'll come back for the 6th. We'll continue our segment as rain starts to fall slightly harder here. I see the groundskeeper heading over to one of the umpires to show him a radar, and we'll come back, presumably with the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. It's the top of the 6th inning. We are still playing baseball here in Colorado Springs. It has lightened up the rain just slightly, but the clouds overhead are quite dark. And if you look out towards center field, you can see the trails of rain coming down from underneath the clouds. It is 11-0 the Ballers lead. Jordan DeStefano will continue a 2nd inning of work here. We're still in our question on the answer segment, and why not? We have the time, and I'm all alone today, so I have all you folks to spend time with in our question on the answer segments. Justin Collins, what's my favorite thing to get in a helmet? I have never gotten anything in a helmet. They don't let me. Here's Danny Harris to lead it off. Buford and Tatum behind him. Stefano's first pitch. It's a slider off the plate. Tied up during games. Wow, that's a big spark behind center field. And that was bright lightning. The 1-0 is off the plate. I am waiting for the boom. It must be quite far away, but that was bright. A 2-0 to Danny Harris. Ground ball, slowly hit up the line, but foul. Questions, if you have any, on our YouTube chat. Otherwise, we'll close down the segment after the end of this top of the 6th. There's a ball now hit by Harris, out of play. Harris, he has 2 walks, but he's 0 for 1. The hitting streak is on the line here. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball foul. 22 games for Harris in a row. If I had a child, what would be their Lego set? That's a great question. My child would definitely be into Legos. Thank you, Nevada. 2-2. High chopper toward Tofflin at third. He will stab it. His throw to first is in time. And that's one of the best plays Dane Tofflin has made all week. One away here in the 6th. I don't know what type of Lego sets are out there these days. There's sort of the White House and Eiffel Tower sets. Then you have sort of the race cars, but I would have to think about that. If the game gets postponed, do we still win? If it gets postponed, the answer is no. But if the game is called, then we do. That's over the head of Buford. No. So at this point, the game would not be postponed. It would just be over if it was stopped and could not continue. If we were not playing an official game, it would be suspended. Next pitch is in for strike 1, 1-1. That's slightly getting into some semantics there. The 1-1, swing and a miss. The Butts want to know what my favorite beer is, and will you share with me when we come to Oakland on the 23rd? Am I allowed to talk about adult beverages on the broadcast? 1 and 2 the count. We have some great brewing partners, I'll tell you that much. 1-2 to Cam is just inside. 2-2. Two on its way, and that is tapped out in front of home plate, but foul. Xavier Garcia says, Nevada, I miss you on the mic. I will say this too, Nevada, I miss you on the mic. And 2 the count to Cam Buford. Stefano set, and the pitch on its way to Cam. Here it comes. Buford takes a breaking ball inside. It's 3-2. A couple folks now returning to their seats as the rain at least has gone away. I never actually heard the boom of that crack of lightning, so it must be well far off. The 3-2 pitch, Buford swings and misses. 2 outs in the 6th. Let's see, first strikeout in his 1 2/3 innings of work. Favorite style of beer? Okay, definitely not an IPA. Yeah, nothing hoppy. Wheat beers, sours, those are all good in my book. First pitch to Tatum is down and away. Tatum a home run and a sac fly today. He's driven in 2. His 11th home run of the year. Still does not have a qualified batting average. Pitch on its way is swung on, popped up down the right field line and out of play. In this league, a qualifying batting average would be, I do believe the number is 2.7 at bats per game. And Tatum, who has taken through today 86 at bats, would be close but not quite have enough at bats to qualify. The next pitch is down and away. It's 2-1 to Tatum. 11-0 Ballers in the 6th inning. A lot of the folks who abandoned their seats certainly have stuck around because it is a 3rd straight fireworks night. But the rain has stopped here now. The 2-1. Tatum is hit on the elbow, and that got a big piece of Chenard as well, who is lying on his back. It has been an uncomfortable day behind the plate for Austin Chenard. That'll bring up Lou Helmick. Helmick today is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That came all the way back in the first inning when Oakland scored 6 times. Coming set is DeStefano. And the pitch on its way. Helmick swings and misses. 2 outs, a runner at first on the hit by pitch. DeStefano has just allowed 1 hit. That was Leahy's home run in the 5th. He has walked a batter and hit a batter, though. The next pitch is below the zone, taken by Helmick. 1-1. Alex, you're going to want to definitely not ask that question. That is, I'm going to say, probably not air safe. 1-1 on. Ground ball is foul. One and 2 to Lou Helmick. Just because I'm from Berkeley. Comes set. Helmick waits. The kick and the pitch on its way. That's down low. Wow, Nevada with a great one. 2 and 2 on the Ask Tyler Anything segment we're doing today on our question on the answer. Do you want to look inside my mind? Nevada wants to know, what was my favorite stuffed animal as a child? I had Ellie the elephant. How about that? There you go. Just learned a little bit more about your broadcast partner. Helmick, base hit to right field. Tatum is taking the turn at second. He's going to hustle to third. And now Helmick is heading back to first. So it's a 2-out single for Lou Helmick, and that'll bring up Nick Leahy. Leahy, or Dylan Tatum Jr., as he's known today, has homered twice. He has driven in 4 runs. Men at the corners with 2 outs. The last baller to hit 3 home runs was Brett Barrera last year in Northern Colorado. First pitch is a slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Nevada, what is the New York Liberties mascot? 0-1. Stefano, high kick, pitch on its way. It's a ground ball to second, picked up by Adams. His throw to first is in time. The inning is over. The Ballers do not score. They get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. I am going to cut off our segments during the break, so if you want to get a question in, get it in during the break, and then no more after that. It's 11-0. Oakland leads as we head to the bottom of the 6th on 860 AM, The Answer. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Luke Short still on the mound. Thus far, 5 shutout innings in an 11-0 game. I'm Tyler Peterson. Glad to be with you on 860 AM The Answer. And for our many folks on the YouTube live stream chat, we are very happy to have you with us there. I do apologize if there is a little bit of a difference between our official stream on 860 AM The Answer and the YouTube stream. I do understand that maybe there is some audio discrepancies, but I think I am at the point where I don't know if I can fix it any better than I have already tried to. Short, Butcher, Wilmer, and Adams here in the 6th. Shorty's at 79 pitches, so has a chance for a couple more innings. First pitch, fastball, is called strike at the knees to Butcher, who is 0 for 1 today with a walk. Next pitch is high and away, 1-1. Let's take a look around our Pioneer League scoreboard one more time here in our 6th inning. Short's pitch to the plate is swung on and fouled away by Butcher. As we already know, Grand Junction beat the Sky Sock 29-12, and Great Falls a game from yesterday 6-5. So 2 more 7-inning ball games for both of those teams. In the top of the 2nd in Grand Junction, it's Jackalopes 2, Sky Sox 1. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. High fastball gets Butcher to K, and that is now 5 strikeouts for Luke on the day. Well, Shorty this year, if you go start by start, you'll get sort of a mixed bag, but we look at the last couple of starts here, just has put his team in a position to win. The game against the Range Riders on the 22nd of June, as Wilmer takes a curveball for a strike. 7 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, and 2 strikeouts. But really, it almost was 8 innings with no earned runs. Now a ball hit down the right field line. Monteith over in the corner. He makes the catch for out number 2. A late home run, I do believe, given up in that. Otherwise, you're looking at a potential Pioneer League Player of the Week in Short. Picked up the win after that in Boise, going 5 2/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, or 4 runs, I should say, 8 hits and 6 strikeouts. 4-1 on the year. And this is, right now, his 2nd best start after that one against Glacier. First pitch to Adams, bounces up to the plate, and it rolls all the way to the backstop. And I must say, still, no one in the league has even bothered to try to do the uncaught pitch rule, or as some people like to call it, stealing first base. 1-0. Pitch is down low. Maybe all the managers just got together and decided, we're good without it. I don't know. But we are nearly a half a season in, and I've asked all the other broadcasters in the league. No one has seen a team try to do it. Next pitch is high to Adams, and it's 3-0. Idaho Falls has tied the game against Yuba. It's 3-3 in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball high. Walk. Adams has been on base 3 times today. 2 walks and a single. That'll bring up Carter Booth to lead. Booth has flied out twice to deep rights, and he has also reached on an error. It's 11-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. The Ballers leading the Vols. Breaking up toward left field over is Helmick. He will play it on a hop. Helmick will pick it up. He'll fire it in, but heading to third is Adams standing up. Booth with a hit, and for the Vibes, it's their 6th hit of the contest. That puts runners at the corners with 2 outs. This may be it for Shorts. May be allowed to face Lynn Scott. As is that James Collier in the bullpen with some high socks? Or is that Adam Bogosian? That's Bogo. That's Adam Bogosian warming in the bullpen, who pitched in game 1 of the series. Short's first pitch to Lynn Scott. It's a fastball strike at the top of the zone. Fly out, ground out, strikeouts. Not many other ways you can make an out at the plate. Lynn Scott is 0 for 3 today. The high kick from Luke, and now the pitch. This ball called for strike 2 on the outside. So he's taken 87 and 86. 92 pitches for Luke Short. Looking for a final strike. The 6th, the big breaking ball stays high. May just be getting a touch tired now. 1-2 the count to Lynn Scott. At third is Adams. At first is Booth. Now the 1-2 on its way. Lynn Scott takes the fastball in the dirt. Blocked in front of Tatum. It's 2-2. Elsewhere around the league, top of the 4th, it's a 3-2 lead for the Billings Mustangs over the Boise Hawks. Missoula leading 2-1 at home in the top of the 4th against Glacier, and in that second game in Great Falls, Ogden a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-2 bounce back to Short. He'll run over, underheaded to first, and that is 6 shutout innings from Luke Short here on Saturday night. We head to the 7th, the final 3 frames of our ball. It is 11-0 Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the 7th. 11-0 Oakland. Bugs Cobb and Monteith to face the right-hander DeStefano, who's now into his 3rd inning of work. Gabe Tanner going tomorrow for Oakland, an 11 a.m. Game 6 start. 11 a.m. back home, that is. Ballers will be flying out of Colorado Springs that night. And 6 more at home next week to see you there. And we very much hope that even potentially as early as Tuesday, the Ballers will have an opportunity to clinch a first-half playoff spot. A win today for Oakland would see them magic number of 5, and should Yuba lose tonight, we'd get it down to 4. Here's Daryl Buggs. Long way to go for both those games. Buggsy is 1 for 3 today. And the first pitch to Buggs is a slider. Taken on a check swing. The appeal, yes, he did. This is first base umpire Ted Dutcher. Just one challenge used in the game. It was by Oakland, and they got it correct. Next pitch to Buggs, slider down and away. Stefano, pretty heavy diet of that slider. That might be the bread and butter pitch. The 1-1. Buggs takes a fastball off the plate. Stefano coming set. Leadoff man here in the 7th for Oakland is Buggs. The 2-1 is a high fly ball to left field. Wilmer over into the gap. It's the center fielder Booth who will make the catch for out number 1. Buggs got it into the air, but that is the wrong part of the yard tonight. Here comes Tremaine Cobb Jr., who has been on base 4 times, all 4 plate appearances, 2 base hits, and 2 walks. First pitch, breaking ball, touch inside. It'll certainly boost the old OBP, which is at 426. Next pitch is down and away. The Ballers are doing all this damage this series in Colorado Springs without arguably their best hitter, which is Davis Druick. He has been out since the Tuesday game and officially placed on the IL yesterday. The 2-0. Cobb takes outside 3-0. The earliest that Davis could be reactivated would be next Friday, and we certainly hope he is good by then. Pitch to Cobb is right down the middle for strike 1. Stefano set. Base is empty for Cobb, and the pitch on its way is a slider down low. And Cobb has walked now for the 3rd time today, and he has been on base 5 times. That'll bring up Pat Monteith. Pat has been on base 3 times, but he only has 1 hit. He's 1 for 4. It was an RBI double to right center. It was his 8th RBI of the year. Here comes the first pitch to Pat. He swings and misses. Fastball at the top of the zone. Ballers last year had one of the worst batting averages as a team. One of the best pitching staffs and best defenses, and they were second-half champs. This pitch is way past the catcher. It's a wild pitch that will see Tremaine Cobb to second base. They finished the year 28-38 last year. And again, had one of the worst batting offenses statistically. I think they were either second worst or third worst in batting average. And a lot of that you can point toward the fact that almost all the other teams play all their games at elevation. The 1-1. Monteith gets underneath it. It's a pop-up into center field. Keeber is out, as is Adams. And it's going to be Keeber, the shortstop, to put it away. Seeing a lot of flashes of light behind center field now. A lot of lightning. This year, Oakland's offense, while maybe not at the very top of the Pioneer League, is solidly above average. Now, you have a great offense. And statistically, when you play all of your games in the mountains, then your statistics will all be better. Which is why the Ballers are a better road team than they are a home team. 6 losses at home, only 4 losses on the road. And they've played, I think, 5 more road games. So a lot of these bats get even bigger when they come to altitude. The 1-0 to Almanza is inside. 2 away in the inning. It's Cobb at second, 11-0 Oakland in the top of the 7th. So that combination of the league's best pitching staff, a solid defense now for Oakland, and an offense which is solidly in the top half makes for the best team in the league. Next pitch is outside, 3-0. All teams can hit in this league, but not all teams can pitch and not all teams can play defense. Sometimes you have to out-hit your mistakes on the field and those you make when pitching, as Almanza draws a 4-pitch walk. Last night, Aaron Miles very confidently said that the Ballers out-pitched their hitting mistakes because there might have been 6 at-bats last night where Oakland had a runner at third with anywhere from none to 1 to 2 outs and were able to get that run in. Plenty of opportunities for them to score multiple runs that ended up being a 1-run victory. But the pitching kept them in that game the whole way. Harris fouls this back. Danny's looking for his first hit, trying to extend the hitting streak to 23 games. 0 for 2 thus far. He's walked twice. Dark clouds are back. Have not brought rain with them yet, but still some flashes of lightning out in the distance. The 0-1 is off the plate. It's 1-1. And now the catcher Chenard wants a word with DeStefano. This is interesting because these two now have gone through 3 innings together. So it's not a matter of getting signs mixed up or anything like that. It's probably just more about this particular at-bat to Harris. Stefano is set. And the 1-1, Harris swings and fouls it away. It's 1-2. Keeping very close attention on the game in Idaho Falls. Runner at second with 2 outs in a tie game for the Chuckers in a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 5th. Here are all Idaho Falls fans tonight. The 1-2. Harris takes high and away on the fastball. It's 2-2. At second is Cobb. At first is Almanza. Both have received walks in this inning. 3 walks in 3 innings in 2 2/3 for DeStefano. Who is readying a 2-2 pitch to Danny Harris. The kick and the pitch. Harris looks at a slider, down and away, 3-2. So both runners will be off as soon as DeStefano kicks. A full count with 2 outs here in the 7th. There they go. The pitch on its way. It hits Harris. It hit him in the left knee. That does not feel great, and probably, other than making an out, the worst possible outcome for Danny, who neither has a chance to complete his hit streak there and probably picked up a bruise. So the bases are loaded for free, and that'll bring up Cam Buford. This game is feeling a little long now. 2 hours and 11 minutes in here in this top of the 7th. Cam Buford, line drive, base hit to left field. This will score 1. This will score 2. And the Ballers lead 13-0. It's 2 more RBI for Cam Buford, who has 4 today. Cobb and Almanza both score, and Harris goes to second. A righty warming for Rocky Mountain. Les Lancaster has seen enough. Stefano, we're going to take a break in the 7th. A pitching change, and 13-0 the score here from Colorado Springs on 860 AM The Answer. A new right-hander to finish the 7th inning for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. It's Caden Kratz, who we've seen now in a 3rd game in 5 days. Kratz last night gave up a run in 2/3 of an inning. It was the single to O'Hara, then the RBI triple by Lozano. He is the 4th pitcher used today for Les Lancaster. 2 2/3 innings for DeStefano. 3 runs. All were earned. He allowed 3 hits, 3 walks, and he struck out just 1 batter. Just 2 strikeouts today for Rocky Mountain's pitching. Kratz, the right-hander, on the season. A 5.1 ERA. This will be his 20th game. That is by far the most of any Vibe. 23 Ks and 18 walks in 21 innings, 1-0 record. So Tatum, who has a home run in this game, will bat with runners at first and second. (13-0) Oakland. First pitch to Tatum is a breaking ball down and in. It's ball 1. We are 1 inning away from a magic 8th inning. Pitch bounces away, and both runners will advance a base on the wild pitch. I don't think that they will continue that for much longer. Maybe one of the last times that Ballers players will actually opt to take the extra base in a 13 in the 7th inning. But it does put men at 2nd and 3rd for Tatum, who would love to drive in 2 or 3. Pretty good flashes of lightning behind center field off in the distance. Ground ball, base hit to left field. This will score 1, and they'll hold trailing runner. So Tatum does have an RBI single. It scores Danny Harris. The wild pitch does come into play, and it's 14-0. For Dylan Tatum, it's a 3rd RBI in this game. This Oakland offense right now is just on a streak that I have not seen in the Pioneer League in some time. The confidence batter to batter and the confidence pitcher to pitcher really is just unbelievable. The first pitch to Helmick is swung on and missed. Fastball inside. 14 runs on 13 hits for Oakland today. They've been helped by 4 Vibes errors as well. Pitch to Helmick, line drive, base hit to center That's another RBI. It's Helmick's third hit of the game. Make it 15-0. All of those runs are going on the line of DeStefano, who now you can mark him for a total of 5 runs, all earned. I do wonder what team we will see that comes to Oakland, whether or not the Vibes will have any changes before Tuesday's game. Nick Leahy swings and fouls the ball back to the screen. 2 for Leahy today. 2 for 4. He's driven in 4. He's also, of course, scored 2 runs on the 2 home runs. A 15-0 game here in the 7th. Kratz is set, and the pitch. Leahy takes a breaking ball high. It's Tate. Helmick at first with 2 outs. Kratz to the plate, and Leahy swings and misses. It's 1-2. I imagine we'll see Adam Bogosian in the bottom of the inning, but he has not been on the mound in a while. It's been a long inning. We've seen a pitching change. Nick Leahy is the to bat. Ballers have already done that once today. Next pitch is towards short. Adams, the short way to second, in time, or Keeber rather. Choice, the out goes 6-4. 4 more runs for Oakland in the 7th on 3 hits, and the 3 hits were singles. There was no errors in the inning, and they do leave 2 men on. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the bottom of the 7th. I think we all need a little bit of a stretch here. It's 15-0 Oakland on 8-6. I'm the answer. It's the bottom of the 7th, and Luke Short, his day is done at 94 pitches. It's 15-0. The Oakland Ballers lead the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Yep, 15-0. Luke Short, 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. His second best outing of. Nothing will top the 12 strikeout performance, at least nothing yet. Love to see something that does top it at the end of the year. He is in line for a 5th win today. And out of the Oakland bullpen comes number 56, Bogo, Adam Bogosian. 6.05 ERA, a 1-0 record. This will be his 11th appearance. Bogosian does have a 3-inning save on the year. That came in Ogden. Struck out 15 and walked 6 in 19 and 3rd innings. Batters are hitting .333 against him for the year, but he has had a really nice string of outings as of recent in July and in June. He went 1 1/3 scoreless on Tuesday. He struck out 2. He faces Gary Laura, who takes a first pitch fastball outside. Bogo can rev it up to about 94. That first pitch fastball off the plate was at 92. Good sweeping slider as well. The next pitch, slider, called strike on the outside. Bogosian comes set. And the pitch just outside. 92 from Bogosian. 2-1 to Laura, who does have 2 hits today. Both came off of shorty, of course. A single and a double. His double is the only extra base hit for Rocky Mountain today. And now a slider in the dirt. It's 3-1. Next pitch, I should say, is down the right field line, foul. It'll bounce into the Vibes bullpen. It's 3-2. I know that quite a few folks, families, made it out to this trip in Colorado Springs. The Vibes and Ballers will play again later this year in the second half in this city, so another opportunity for folks to make the trip out. Laura fouls the fastball away. It's still 3-2. A full count. The next pitch is fouled away again. Ballers on a, as we've said before, franchise best 9-game winning streak. A win today would be a 10th in a row. There's very few teams that have done that. Billings has done it once. Missoula has done it once. 3-2. Pitch on its way is swung on and missed. 93 above the hands. And Laura is out via the K. Billings in 2023 had a remarkable finish to their season under now Yuba manager Billy Horton. They won something like 21 of their last 22 games. I mean, they had such an incredible streak, and that is when these leagues had divisions. And so Missoula won the first half. All they had to do was be one of the other 4 teams that year in the North. As the first pitch is fouled away, 94 from Bogosian toward Garrett Kieber. Bogosian set on the mound. The 0-1 on its way is a fastball, 93, called strike 2. 13-0. Oakland leads in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, 2 on its way. Slider, that is just off the plate. Would have been a pitcher's strike, maybe even the outside corner. Somehow, Kieber laid off. 1-2 on its way. Bogo throws, and the slider is swung on and missed. That one way off the plates. And Bogosian has 2 strikeouts. Two outs for Toffland here in the 7th. Bogosian on 12 pitches has struck out the first 2 batters. Coming set is Bogo on the mound, and his first pitch to Toffland is a high fastball at 92. 1-0. The Highwheelers have the bases loaded, and they have just scored after a run is walked in the top of the 6th, 4-3. 1-0. Ground ball shatters the bats. It's foul. And Toffland, whoa, that barrel is just planted in the dirt on a spike. That is a major saw. And that would have been trouble if it had actually made contact with Adam Bogosian. So Toffland will get a new bat. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that sawed him off big time. 1-1 the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Bases are empty for Tofflin, who is 1 for 3 today with a single. Bogosian fires, and it's swung on, hit down the right field line. That will just bounce foul. Tofflin does like that corner. He tripled earlier in this series. We're still being treated to a bit of a light show behind center field through the lightning bolts that are going off in the distance. It's tough to tell how far away they are. We cannot hear them, at least not with my headset on. Breaking ball is outside. Two-two. Bogosian comes set. And the pitch, slider, that's also fouled away, and the at-bat will continue. Well, now I think that Bogosian really wants to try to strike out the side. The kick and the pitch, it's swung on and fouled back. Maybe a cutter there from Adam. So this is a good battle between him and Tofflin. Tofflin's already struck out twice tonight. He does not want to be on a 3K night. A look into Tatum. Now Bogosian comes set. The high kick and the pitch on its way. It's a fastball way outside. It's 3-2. Three-two on its way. Swung on and missed. Fastball above the hands. Adam Bogosian, 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. He strikes out the side. We move on to the 8th, 15-0 Oakland on 860 AM. The answer, it'll be a magic 8th inning on the other side. Oh, yes. It is a magic 8th inning here in the 15-0 lead for Oakland. If you have something that you would like to ask this magic 8 ball, we are in the 8th, and the Ballers are up by 8 at least. So it is a magic 8th inning. Please let us know in our YouTube chat whether or not you have a question for the 8 ball. If you have a burning question that you need answered, the magic 8 ball is here to help. We will see. Bugs Monteith here in the 8th. I would like to ask the magic 8 ball whether or not I should have Freddy's after the game. Freddy's. Let's give it a little shake. And it says, outlook not so good. Okay, well, I think it's looking after my health. First pitch to Bugs is fouled back. Freddie Steakburger, I don't know if there's any in California, but having worked in the mountain region for years, There was a Freddy's in Idaho Falls, and there was a Freddy's in Colorado Springs, and there was some on road trips as well. Next pitch is in the dirt, 1-1. These fans sticking around because there are fireworks after the game. Bugs today is 1 for 4. It's a 1-1 from Kratz, who just misses off the plate. That is, I would say that at this point of the game, that's a strike, right? But it's not. Next pitch is high and away, 2-1. Paul Friedman has entered our YouTube chat. Paul, do you have a question for the 8-ball? That's what I would like to know. 3-1, the count to Daryl Bugs. Ground ball on 2 hops to Keeber, who throws on the run and just gets Bugs by a step. A 6-3 ground out, and Bugs is 1 for 5. Will an Oakland pitcher get more than 10 wins? Ooh, okay. More than 10 wins. That's a lot. Let's shake the 8-ball. As Cobb stands in, who's been on his 5 times. Without a doubt. Oh, wow. First pitch is high. Well, that question came in from Jeff and Nancy Butts. And currently, the 2 pitchers, and after tonight, Luke Short will be the second, with 5 wins are Reed and Luke. So one of those 2. Next pitch to Cobb is outside, 2-0. Two hits, 3 walks for Cobb today. He scored 3 runs out of the leadoff spot. Kratz to the plate. Cobb sends the ball to center field. Booth is moving back. He looks up, and that baby is gone. Tremaine Cobb goes deep to right center field, 430 feet. And make that a 16th run for Oakland. 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 runs, and now put an RBI on the line for Tremaine Cobb tonight. Pat Monteith. I just pressed the sneeze button in time there. At least I think I did. First pitch to Pat is a swing and a miss. So the first run that goes on Kratz's line today, the solo shot to right center field. 16-0. Next pitch is down low. It's bad enough when you cough on air, but you don't want to get a sneeze on air now. Come on. One and one. Ground ball, weakly hit up the line. The pitcher Kratz will pick it up. His throw to first is just in time. A 1-3 putout and a pretty nice play. He sort of, I think, clawed at the ball, but was still able to make a throw that's the first baseman could make a play on. Here's Christian Almanza. Casey wants to know, could Scrappy even hit in this lineup? I feel a promotion coming on. I wouldn't, don't tell Brian about that one. First pitch is down low. Of course, if the Ballers win the first half, then maybe that's something we could see. I don't think he has a mascot ever hit in a professional game? High and into Almanza. The 8-ball says, Casey. Oh, okay, ask again later. It's not ready to commit. 2-0. Next pitch to Almanza, breaking ball in for strike 1. 16-0 here in the top of the 8th. 2 away for Almanza with the bases empty. A run in on the Cobb solo shot. Pitch on its way is a ground ball toward second. On the backhand, the second baseman throws to first. A nice play for the final out of the 8th. Our magic 8th inning continues on the other side. A run on one hit, no errors, and no men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 16-0, Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Our magic 8th inning moves on here in the bottom of the 8th. You have questions for the 8 ball, let us know in our YouTube chat. That's Vince back in our studios lending us that music. Chenard, Butcher, and Wilmer, the 3 batters to face a new arm. It's the newest baller, lefty Sean Kelby. Through 2 innings on Tuesday, gave up 4 runs, a couple of home runs. He will get likely the 8th and the 9th here today as well. Adam Bogosian inning, no hits, no runs, no walks. Strikeouts for the right-hander. All right. Magic 8 ball, let's see. Air Hodge, or E.R. Hodge, wants to know whether I'm going to go by the nickname T-Pain on the air. Well, I can tell you that T-Pain was definitely a nickname for me in grade school growing up. So I, if pressed, will certainly revive that. Magic 8 ball, would Tyler beat Nevada in a 100-yard dash? Well, I sure hope so. Let's see what the Magic 8 ball says. Very doubtful. Wow. No faith in me from the Magic 8 ball. Chenard, who is 0 for 3 to face Kelby. The first pitch from Kelby is a fastball low at 90 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Sean Kelby, the 6'4 lefty from Newark, Delaware. 25 years old. Fires the next pitch in at 91 for strike 1. His job nights ago was throw strikes. He did. He got tagged for a couple of runs, but the Ballers still won by plenty. His job here also to throw strikes. The 1-1 pitch on its way. That is a fastball low at 91. Let's see. Xavier Garcia, will I beat Fresno in my cornhole tournament tomorrow? Let's see. Give it a shake as Kelby comes set. And the pitch to Chenard is swung on and missed. Fastball at 90. Xavier, it says, better not tell you now. Don't like that indecision from the 8 ball. The next pitch, that hits Chenard as if he wasn't hit enough today already. And now Kelby, oh, he's walking over to get the ball. I didn't realize what was happening there for a second. Chenard is walking over. The trainer is attending to Chenard, who's been beaten up behind the plate. That looks like a split finger pitch from Kelby. It hits the catcher, a man on. So now it'll be Butcher, and now Chenard is getting taken off the field here. Les Lancaster is going to have to go to a pinch runner. And the catcher from the bullpen is running down. He might take the gear off, and he might be the pinch runner. That might be Otto Jones. Well, Chenard is hit, and he is out of this game. Let's just hope that is just saying, hey, man, it's been a long night. Let's give you a rest rather than anything else. And yes, it is Otto Jones who will run for Chenard. All of a sudden, you're catching balls in the bullpen or just sitting down there, then you're pressed into service. So Kelby to face Butcher after hitting the leadoff man. Magic 8 Ball, would Dan beat Erhaj in a 400? Let's see. Butcher coming up to the plate. We'll give it a shake. Who would win in a 400? Yes. Dan would win. First pitch fastball is high from Kelby at 89. The next pitch, a called strike on the outside at 89, 1-1. Kelby. Wait. The high kick. And the pitch is swung on and missed. 89. One and two the count. Fouled back. Paul wants to know whether we're using the real Magic 8 Ball or the 8 Ball app. Paul, I don't use an 8 Ball app. We only go with the real 8 Ball. Here it is. There you go. The 1-2. That's in the dirt. Listen, if you're not happy with the 8 Ball says, then I must say you probably shouldn't have asked the question. The 2-2. Kelby is set, and the pitch to Butcher is swung on and missed. And that was not a good swing from Butcher. 91 on the outer half. The second professional strikeout for Sean Kelby. I have good news. I have good news. The Chuckers have taken the lead 7-5 over Yuba Sutter. A 2-run single by Trevor Rogers, and then a 2-run home run by Spencer Rich. Swing and miss by Wilmer to begin the at-bat. Trevor Rogers actually attended SF State, so he's a Bay Area athlete. So 7-5, Idaho Falls into the 7th. 0-1. Pitch on its way is swung on and missed. Now, that's still a big game for Idaho Falls because they are still in the playoff race when it comes to the Missoula Paddleheads. Paddleheads are a game behind Oakland. But again, the only thing that matters is being top 2. It's 0-2 to Wilmer after he's swung through 2 fastballs. The next pitch, breaking ball, a little too high. If you look at the standings, Yuba Sutter 2 games back of Missoula and Idaho Falls 3.5 games back. They still very much are in this race, although it is a 4-horse race at this point. The next pitch from Kelby is down low. It's 2-2. Coming set is Kelby. The 2-2 on its way. The breaking ball is outside. The score, Matthew Robinson, is 16-0, and that is why we are in a magic 8th inning. Dan wants to know whether or not Les Lancaster is the most MLB experienced manager. That's a good question. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. A second strikeout for Kelby. Fastball at 90 right on the outer half. 2 Ks in the inning. And that'll bring up Alex Adams. Currently, I would have to say yes. The most experienced manager of all time in this league. Adams fouls that away. 16-0 Ballers lead. Is Jim Riggleman, whom you may remember from his time with the Reds and the Nationals. Jim Riggleman was the manager for 1 year for the Billings Mustangs in 2022. It's probably the biggest name of any as far as managers go in the Pioneer League. Riggleman, a long-time Major League manager. Aaron Miles might have played more years in the big leagues than any other manager, as this is out to right center field. It's down for a base hit for Adams. To second goes Jones. 2 on, 2 outs. I think Aaron has 10 years of service time in the big leagues. It might be 12. I'll bring up Carter Booth, leadoff man. So a hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts, and a single. That's where things stand so far in this game. In this bottom of the 8th inning. Kelby's first pitch is a ground toward Cobb. Scoops it. His throw to first in plenty of time. That ends the 8th. We hope you've enjoyed this magic 8th inning. The Ballers take a 16-0 lead into the 9th on 860 AM The Answer. Into our final inning here on Saturday night. It's a 16-0 lead for the Oakland Ballers. And if you are still with us, you get a gold star. A 16-0 lead is a lot easier to listen to than a 16-0 deficit, but still, we appreciate you listening on 860 AM The Answer, on the 860 AM The Answer websites, maybe on iHeartRadio or another streaming app, and then also on the Ballers YouTube stream. Caden Kretz is getting the 9th, and he will face Harris, Buford, and Tatum. This is it for Danny. He's walked twice, he's been hit by a pitch, but he is 0 for 2. This is his last chance to extend that hitting streak, which is right now at 22 games. He will be swinging, I guarantee you. The first pitch, a half swing, a foul ball. That pitch was nearly going to hit Harris on the knee, and I think you knew he was swinging at that first pitch. He does not want to walk. The 0-1, Harris takes low. A walk in any other situation would be great. In a 16-0 game, this is all an at-bat for Danny. Fastball, a touch low. That's a tough pitch to take. That looked pretty darn good, I have to say. 2-1. Harris swings, fouls it over the head of James Harris at first. Heads up. That's almost Harris on Harris damage. 2-2 the count. Kratz set. And the pitch to Danny is swung on, hit to right field. Linscott moving back. He's at the track. He leaps, and it's over his head. He's going to have a 23rd straight game with a base hit. Talk about leaving it late. It's a double for Danny. And now a pinch hitter for Buford. It's going to be Ryan Pierce. So Pierce will get an at-bat in this game. So Buford is done. He takes at-bats. He goes 3 for 5 with a double and 2 singles, and he drove in 4 tonight. Pierce at 240, no home runs, 3 RBI. Participated in home run derby before the game. First pitch, line drive, right field, and that's a base hit. Harris will trot into third, and Pierce sees one pitch and gets a hit. And that's nice to see for Ryan, because you want to get his big bat going. I'll bring up Dylan Tatum. I mean, I say that when the Ballers are leading 16-0, but you do. You want to get his bat going, because it's a guy who in college was a middle-of-the-order bat in the WCC. Tatum, 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. First pitch breaking ball is inside to Dylan. It's 1-0. Kratz at 31 pitches. Men at the corners, nobody outs. 2 hits to begin the inning. Tatum swings and misses. It's 1-1. Again, for those who may not have heard earlier, tomorrow an 11 a.m. Pacific start. You can tune right in to wherever you're listening already. 1-1 pitch, that's out of play. Will be active on the airwaves at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Ballers will have a 9 o'clock flight back to Oakland after the game. It's 2-1. Right-hander throws, and Tatum takes a slider off the plate, 1-2. Slightly surprised that Kenny Aducci has not expanded his strike zone at this point. 2-2. Tatum sits the ball to center field. This is deep. Booth going back. Booth looking up. And Booth will watch it fly. It's another 2-home run game for Dylan Tatum. It's his 5th of the year, and it's 19-0. It's a 3-run shot. Wow. This is certainly setting up to be the biggest win of the year by score for Oakland. Ground ball, foul off the bat of Helmick. There are no outs in the 9th. Tatum has driven in 6 today. And if you must know, the home run was 438 feet over the right center field wall. Pitch to Helmick, takes a fastball high. The Ballers have scored in every inning except the 2nd and the 6th. 6 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 4 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and now 3 in the 9th. Helmick swings, it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Helmick. He swings and misses. 1 away, and Kratz picks up his first strike. Just the 3rd for Vibes pitching tonight. 2 Tatum-taters on the evening. Is Tatum in contention for a player of the week if he has a big Sunday? Probably not. I'd have to look around the league. I think maybe Cam Buford still has more RBI than him in this series. But he hasn't played every game and certainly did not do what he has done in Boise. But wow, what a big day he's had today. Nick Leahy takes high. It's 2-0. Or excuse me, that was a strike. Leahy has 2 home runs today. So 2 multi-home run games for Oakland's offense. Leahy out of play. Everybody's still stuck around. I hate to laugh because it's just, sometimes when you have a fireworks night, you're in for a game like this. I remember a few A's games of my own where I wanted to go to a fireworks night, didn't really enjoy the game. The 1-2. Kratz kicks and fires, and Leahy takes down low. Game just about to hit the 3-hour mark. Yuba has tied it at 7. That's not good. That game in the 7th. He takes outside. It's ball 3, 3-2. A lefty is getting warm in the bullpen for Rocky Mountain. I have no idea who that is. Coming set is Kratz, and the pitch to Lee. He is a high, deep drive down the left field line. Does that stay fair? Yes! Wow! 3 home runs for Nick Leahy, and that blast was big. Only the second baller to accomplish that feat. It was another third baseman, Brett Barrera, who did it. About 2.5 hours to here in northern Colorado. It's Leahy as the second ever. 20-0. Bugs fouls a pitch away. What a game for that young man who has his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th professional home runs. When you're getting that kind of production from your non-everyday starters, there's just everything is going right. The 1-1, Bugs fouls it back. It was right down the line and didn't cross the fence by much, but that ball got up in the air and was getting pushed back by the wind, and it still got out of here. It ended up at a projected 378. I mean, the wind was really holding that thing back, too. Bugs takes low, 2-2. $20-0. 2-2 pitch to Bugs is outside 3-2. This is not a bad vibes team. They're having a terrible game today, mind you, but this is a team that was at the top of the league, top 4 for the entire season, pretty much until Oakland played them at the start of the week. Swinging a foul back. Bugs, it's 3-2. Oakland goes into Boise and virtually eliminates Boise from the first half playoff picture, and now Oakland has virtually eliminated Rocky Mountain from the playoff picture as well. They're 8.5 back, and if they lose today, they are eliminated from the first half. That's strike 3 called on Bugs. Now, Bugsy's going to challenge, and I don't know that's a great idea, up 20. That is not going to. It's a confirmed strike anyway. Bugsy. That's the biggest boo of the night. 2 Ks for Kratz in the inning. Here's Trey Cobb. He has a home run in this game. It went to right center field last inning. It was off of Kratz. And Kratz fires in a strike. 20 runs on 19 hits. Ground ball to short. Keeber drops it, picks it up. His throw still in time. That will end the batting night for the Oakland Ballers. A 3-run home run by Dylan Tatum to give him a 2-home-run game. A solo shot for Nick Leahy to give him a 3-home-run night. And we head to the bottom of the ninth. 20-0 Oakland leads on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the ninth, Sean Kelby to try to finish off this shutout for Oakland, who pile on another 4 runs on 2 home runs. One from Tatum, one from Leahy. 20-0. 19 hits for Oakland on the day. Linscott, then Laura and Keeber. And to lose in the fashion they lost last night, Rocky Mountain, with the tying run at third and 1 out in the ninth, to lose by 1, to nearly get there and pick up a win in this series, and then to come out tonight to make 3 errors in the first, to potentially lose by 20, there might be some soul searching after tonight's game. It's really an unbelievable performance. And the first pitch from Kelby is a strike on the outside corner. Kelby hit a batter, allowed a single, struck out 2 in a clean, otherwise, 8th inning. The 0-1, Linscott takes a fastball high and away. It's 1-1. Linscott is 0 for 4. Batting average, which started at .401 tonight, is dipped down to .391. The live updating stats on the video board here in Rocky Mountain. Ground ball on the backhand. Leahy has it. His throw to first is in time. And there's 1 out in the ninth. Fireworks to come right after. That'll bring up Gary Laura. 1 out in the ninth. I'm perplexed. This is probably the best team I've ever seen in this league. That's fouled away. They're going for a 10th win in a row, and they are an out and 2 strikes away from achieving that. The next pitch is swung on and missed. By runs, it will not be the biggest victory of all time for the Oakland Ballers, because that occurred last year in a 31-5 victory in Northern Colorado. Next pitch is outside, 1-2. Game in which Brett Barrera had 3 home runs. Nick Leahy has 3 home runs tonight. 1-2 the counts. Laura swings, pops this up behind first. Almanza moving, backing up now, and he will not make the catch. And that's going to be no play. All right. That dropped in foul territory. 1-2 to Laura still. But if the Ballers win on a shutout, then it will be the biggest shutout victory of Oakland, who already shut out the Vibes once this series, a couple nights ago with Matsuoka on the hill. 1-2. It's down low. 2-2. Laura has 2 hits today. Not Laura Geist, Gary Laura, the first baseman. Ball is outside. It's 3-2. Fastball. Victory called, and Laura, he is going to challenge. Well, they said the wrong word, but it is a ball. It's a ball. Overturned. Overturned to a ball. Overturned. Overturned to a ball. It's a walk. And the Vibes have a man on with a man out. Grounded off of Keeper. I think the influence there from Bugs wanting a challenge in the previous inning might have pushed Laura to get one in there, and he was correct. It was off the plate. 20-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Kelby with one out, a man on. Double play could end it for Oakland. Pitch to Keeper, toward Harris. Cobb for 1. The throw to first, 2. A double play. This ball game is over. A shutout for Oakland, 20-0. We'll come back and wrap this up. A 10th win in a row for Oakland. They are 31-10 on the season. Oh my. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. Well, if that little highlight package will tell you anything about tonight, it's that the Ballers hit a lot of balls over the fence. 20-0, their victory tonight. The Vibes aren't waiting around for these fans to wait for fireworks. They've already started to shoot them off. 20 runs, 19 hits, 2 errors for Oakland. No runs on 7 hits and 4 errors for the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Luke Short picks up in 6 shutout innings in relief. He is now, 6 shutout innings in his start. He is now 5-1 in relief. Bogosian goes 1 shutout inning with 3 Ks, and Sean Kelby goes 2 shutout innings with 2 strikeouts. Losing pitcher is Craig Schurer. Spare half a thought for him. 2 innings, no earned runs. He takes the loss because 6 runs were unearned on his line after 3 errors in the first inning allowed those 6 unearned runs. No save in the contest. Time of the game, 3 hours and 9 minutes. The home runs from the Ballers, a 3-run home run from Nick Leahy. Then a solo shot by Dylan Tatum. And then a home run again from Leahy. Adding his own home run is Tremaine Cobb Jr. And then in the 9th, a 3-run shot by Tatum, his second. And Leahy, a solo home run as well. That was quite the performance from Oakland. And the biggest shutout in their history. Their second shutout of the year. They had 6 last year. It is just a crazy, crazy game. They 5 in a row in Rocky Mountain. It's their 10th overall after losing the first game in Boise, then winning the back 5 there. They have a chance tomorrow to do something that they have never done. That is to get a 6-game sweep of a team, and to do it on the road would be something else as well. I know Gabe Tanner will go for Oakland tomorrow. I do not know who will pitch for Rocky Mountain. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. I want to thank Vince back in our 860 a.m. The Answer studios. Quick check of the scoreboard before we go, though. Actually, I neglected to say that. Colorado Springs, a.k.a. the Sky Sox, leading Grand Junction 13-8 in the top of the 5th. Billings an 8-6 lead over Boise in the 7th. Ogden wins the second game of 2 in Great Falls, 8-2. Glacier trailing by 2, 3-5. Glacier trailing in the top of the 8th in Missoula. And the Idaho Falls Chuckers have a 9-7 lead in Idaho Falls. And the top of the 8th. So again, I want to thank Vince for putting us on the air today. I want to thank all of our Ballers staff as well for doing everything they do to assist us in our media package. I want to thank you, the listener, for stopping in. Final score, one last time. It's the Ballers 20 and the Vibes nothing. And a special hello to my grandfather as well. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock, pack time on 860 AM The Answer.